think this is the David versus Goliath matchup people are drawing it up to be. I see another Achilles heel in this Baltimore Ravens defense. They cannot guard number one receivers. Smells like a big day for Scary Terry. It might get spooky on Sunday at M&T Bank Stadium. Let's talk about it. So far in 2024, 23 catches for 303 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's 13 yards a catch for Scary Terry. Should have 4 touchdowns because Jaden missed him week 1 and he dropped one last week versus the Cleveland Browns. But he's given teams over 60 yards receiving on a weekly basis. And I have further reviewed Baltimore's first 5 games of the season. And what stands out the most about this 31st ranked pass defense is that they're giving up a ton of yards to your top receiver of the other team. Number one receivers are cooking these guys goose on a daily basis on Sunday afternoon. We can go back to week 1 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Rashee Rice versus Marlon Humphreys in the Baltimore Ravens. 7 catches for 103, about 15 yards a pop. Week 2, a guy who was requested a trade and whose quarterback just got benched this week. Y'all lost to a team who benched their quarterback 5 weeks into the season. Come on, man. Devontae Adams, 9 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. That's 12.2 yards a catch. They were able to keep CeeDee Lamb under control versus Dallas, but he still had 4 catches for 67 yards. That's about 17 yards a catch. Buffalo don't have a wide receiver. They don't have a number one wide receiver. It is a big wide receiver by committee situation down there, but their leading receiver, Khalil Shakir, had 4 catches for 62 yards. Also, 15 yards a catch. And if you watch their game versus the Bengals, we're going to combine Jamar Chase and T. Higgins like Voltron. The number one receiver, Jamar Chase, 10 catches for 193 and 2 tutties. He ain't even do that versus us. He went for 2 tutties and he went off versus us. 193? 19 yards a catch on 10 catches? My God. But it wasn't just him. T. Higgins also, 9 catches for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. So between Higgins and Chase, 19 catches for like 280 yards and 4 touchdowns to their top 2 receivers. So it smells like a Terry McLaurin, Luke McCaffrey, Noah Brown, De'Ami Brown. It smells like bitch on the defensive side of the field when it comes to wide receivers. It smells like it's time to turn up on these boys on Sunday. Let's get it, Terry. Coming off a 100-yard game. Should have been multi-touchdown. Should have been his first multi-touchdown game since the Atlanta Falcons back in 2021, I believe. No, I think he had one sooner than that. He had one closer than that. He had one last year. But it could be another one of those days. It may get spooky at M&T on Sunday. Marlon Humphrey, as good as he is, he has a walking boot on at practice. Also, Brian Robinson, for the 2nd week in a row, he's on the game time decision track. He was DNP, didn't practice for the 2nd day in a row. Washington will still establish the run on the Ravens on Sunday. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. We will run the ball on these boys. They haven't seen a rushing attack like Washington's yet on their schedule, or a true dual threat as dangerous as Jaden Daniels. And some are going to say, but they played Josh Allen. Josh Allen can move for a big 6'5", 240-pound white boy, but this is different over here. What we got over here is different. Coming with our luggage on Sunday. And what Dion call it, Louis? It's Louis Vuitton luggage in the backfield. Number 5, that boy toting the rock and passing the ball for the Washington Commanders. It's different than what you see around the league right now. And Baltimore should know exactly what it looks like because they got a guy that's cut from different cloth as well, and Lamar Jackson, reigning 2-time MVP. And we know what to expect when number 8 steps out on that field. Well, Jaden is going to help establish the run, but he's also going to deliver the pill. He's going to throw the ball in tight windows. He's going to throw guys open and with anticipation, and he's going to make a big play happen when he gets out on the scramble. Like I said in my stream earlier, when Jaden Daniels is scrambling, he's number one in the league at creating first downs via scramble. And that is split between throwing while on the run and picking up the first down with his legs. So that is the Achilles heel of the Baltimore Ravens defense. They struggle against a quarterback that can move. I don't care about 15-2 versus your last 17 quarterbacks when you've played a bunch of scrub. I mean, well, CJ Stroud is not a scrub, but this is different over here. This is a guy who has his name firmly in the midst of an MVP candidacy type season 5 weeks into it. He's going to throw the rock on y'all on Sunday, and he's going to move around while doing so. In college, they like to say Jaden couldn't throw on the run because he didn't have to do it much. I know there was the one verse Grambling, but you don't see him have to do it. You don't have to do it when you got Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors. You don't have to run around and create plays when your guys are streaming open all game. In the NFL, you're forced to have to make adjustments, improvise, pull some Houdini type maneuvering inside and outside of the pocket. It feels like one of those weeks for Terry McLaurin. He may draw a rookie, Nate Wiggins, who's actually been balling. You know how the Ravens draft. They usually don't miss. It's a lot of hits, not a lot of misses over there. Nate Wiggins is balled out. He has an interception, and he had a chance to catch a couple more interceptions so far this season. We're drawing the rookie matchup a lot of the day because I don't expect to see Marlon Humphreys getting his normal amount of snap. He's in a fucking walking boot on Thursday, and the game is 3 days from now. And it's not at night or in the evening. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard on Sunday. Terry McLaurin, I predicted Jaden to go over 300 yards passing and to have 3 total touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground on Sunday. I think it may be a multi-touchdown game for Terry McLaurin. I think it's going to be one of those days. I read to you the stats already. Rashee Rice cooked them. Devontae Adams cooked them. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins cooked them. The Bills don't have a number one, but their number one, Shakir, 4 for 60. CeeDee Lamb didn't cook them, but he gave them 4 for 67. They're giving up big plays galore, and Washington has to take advantage of it, whether it's a 5 or 7 step drop in the pocket, whether it's on the run and on the move like Jaden did to Terry last week. He avoiding a sack and dumping it 66 yards down the field right into the hands, right into the breadbasket of Terry McLaurin. I need Terry to shake out of that and high step into the end zone next time that takes place. We will have the opportunity to create big plays versus this defense. They've given up a lot. I believe they're like 6th in giving up big plays this year. They're giving them up, and they have a 57 grade, PFF grade against scrambling quarterbacks. That bodes well for Jaden Daniels against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Give me your Terry McLaurin predictions below. I'm going to say 7 catches for 148 and 2 touchdowns Sunday versus the Baltimore Ravens. 7 catches, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns for Terry McLaurin on Sunday. They don't cover number one receivers well, y'all. They do not cover number one receivers, and Marlon Humphrey has been more opportunistic than consistent at cornerback this year. And 3 days before the game, he's in a walking boot. So it's Nate Wiggins season. It's barbecue chicken season because you're putting a rookie on scary Terry McLaurin. So we got to look out for the safeties. They got good safeties, but Kyle Hamilton is the only one playing dominant out of their safeties right now. Roquan told us they ain't seen a defense like ours yet. Well, Roquan Smith, I'm here to tell you, you have not seen an offense and a quarterback like Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury's offense yet in 2024. And I've seen all types of offense get their shit off on y'all's defense. If Lamar Jackson was not your quarterback, y'all would have lost to the Bengals last week. And y'all probably would have lost to the Dallas Cowboys because y'all defense almost surrendered a comeback versus Dallas, and they got their ass beat from get-go versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I see big play opportunity just awaiting Washington. And I see daylight. Have that green light and let it go. If you watch Cliff Kingsbury's press conference today, they asked him, would you feel comfortable if Washington had to be in a place where they had to expect Jaden to throw the ball 35 to 40 times? His eyebrows perked up and he said, do you know my background? Do you know who I am? Do you know where I come from? You goddamn right I would be comfortable with Jaden dropping 35 to 40 times. Not only because it's what he comes from, Texas Tech, Big 12 football, but he trusts the quarterback. He trusts the fucking quarterback. He trusts Jaden to go out and make the right calls. Jaden is already at the point where he's suggesting we do things. Hey, Cliff, we got man on the outside. Let's take a shot before half. Let's not sit on our hands and just try to get 3 when we could try to hit him up top for 6. Baltimore plays a lot of man-to-man coverage, and that spells well for our passing game. Let's not just give Terry all the glory, though. Luke McCaffrey, who is not absolutely killing it statistically, his ass stat, funny, average separation score, that's what AS stands for, is first. It's among first from all first and second year receivers. The boy is open all the time. His separation rate score, 79%. EPA per target, 0.73. That's tied for 5th among wide receivers in this league right now. Luke McCaffrey is always open. He's 7'11". He's what Walmart used to be pre-pandemic. The boy is always open. When Cliff and Jaden make it a thing in film study to say, we got to look at number 12 more, he's going to get fed because he's running open all day, every day, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. That's the son of Easy Ed and the brother of Christian. So the boy can run a route, and he runs every route like it's his last. He never bullshits. He never pulls up like George Pickens, or dare I say like Jahan Dotson. And he's blocking like a fucking tight end on the edge and helping secure touchdowns for the running game. While I think we're going to establish the run versus this team, if we can't get too much B-Rob this week and it's a healthy dose of Eckler and McNichols, we can also sprinkle and hit them deep because they give up big plays. They don't guard number 1 receiver. So I love this matchup for the Commanders offense. Ed Reed's not walking through that door. Ray Lewis not walking through that door. Tony Saragusa, RIP, by the way, not walking through that door. We are not afraid of your defense, Baltimore. And this matchup is not nearly as David versus Goliath as a lot of people would like to make it. Let's play ball on Sundays. Let's show up and let's get to work. You got to stop our offense just like we got to stop y'all's. And not only can we run it, we're one of the most efficient passing teams in this league, and Jaden Daniels will kill you with his right arms just as much as he can kill you with his legs. And I cannot say the same for all rushing quarterbacks around the league. But that's all I got for right now. Let me see some wide receiver stat predictions in the comments. Luke McCaffrey, big day. Does he get in the end zone? Terry McLaurin for multi-touchdowns, 150 plus, 7+ catches. Let me know what you think in the comments below. The Ravens will let a number 1 receiver cook them because they've cooked them all season long if you've got one. I think that continues this Sunday at M&T Bank Stadium. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Commander Rio is out.